Coming at you live from outside of space and time. I'm Nyiam. Welcome to the feedback loop. Just wanted to make an update on some of the remote viewing work that I've been doing for the last month or two. I want to start out with some crypto stuff. Looking at cryptocurrencies, these sessions were everything I'm showing here was done the month prior to the month in question. So I'm going to show some work from that I did in July for August, and then I'm going to show some work I did in August for September. All my work here is like time-stamped and notarized on the Bitcoin Cash blockchain. So, the time of publishing can be verified. There's a hash for each file on the blockchain. So, I can't go back and change that now. So let me start off with some Bitcoin price stuff. Over at Crypto Viewing, we're forecasting cryptocurrency stuff. A lot of people are familiar with ARV, which is associative remote viewing. I'm trying to come up with new ways to predict markets, and so I'm working on a new method to get more insight on cryptocurrency movements on a day-to-day basis, not just kind of like, will Bitcoin hit this price, yes or no. I'm trying to get more detailed information. So here's the 1 month chart for August Bitcoin. And you could see here on the 23rd of August is when Bitcoin reached its highest price for that month. It was the high for that month. I think that's in Canadian dollars, but I think it broke around 50K US on the 23rd of August. In our monthly events work over at Crypto Viewing, I publish and go over my predictions for the Bitcoin price, the movements, the daily movements. And so here's a little screen grab from some of the work I did. You could see I had every day of the month for August, and here on the 23rd, I indicated that there's going to be a high right around the 23rd, and there's a screenshot of the chart there, and you can see August 23rd was like I just showed you, was the high point for the month. So, traders want to know what's the low point, right? What's the in point, and what's the high point for selling. So combining this kind of intuitive data along with technical analysis can be very powerful. So, I'm working on getting this more accurate, more reliable, and, I'll cover it later and probably I'll put together a video with just this kind of Bitcoin stuff. In the last month, in June and July, I also had some really good predictions. I had the low dates in July, the lows of the month, and in August I got the highs. So, interesting work is going on over at Crypto Viewing, trying to innovate. We're trying to make remote viewing more useful, right? So that's some Bitcoin work right there. There's some people saying that we don't produce any useful data. Well, would have been nice to know what the top would be, what date the top would be in August, right? You could have sold right there. So moving forward, this is some work now from August for September. So this was published in August for world events in September, which we're in now. Early in my session, I heard a helicopter. I heard a helicopter. So, as my session went on, I'm like, yeah, I want to see what that structure was in the air. And, I got a pretty good look at a helicopter with a harness or a rope let down. And I get a sense of like survival. There's like an emergency and they're trying to get people out of somewhere. I get a sense that there are detriments, like people die. Some people are left behind, but I do see one person, survivor, you know what I mean? And down here at the bottom is like, this had like a FEMA feel to it. Not that it was FEMA, but it's like a FEMA feel. Like this is like federal level. Like there's a serious effort going on here to rescue some people. So that was an interesting visual. Looking further into my session, I see rubble. I get a sense of a crash. Something crashed here. A broken structure. A sense of movement above. And let me kind of explain how my mind was working at this point. Like, I saw that helicopter earlier in the session, and I got a sense of, like, rescue. Here, I see rubble, and, I saw a helicopter here as well, but, it's like I'm trying to figure out, like, was that the helicopter I saw before? So I did get a sense of a crash here, and I said, I wrote, I don't know if it's the same helicopter, you know what I mean? Like, I see a helicopter here, but I see the rubble, and something came down for sure, you know what I mean? And then I saw life rappelling down a cable rope, and I get a sense of wreckage. Rescue and recovery, and those are going to be important points. Keep those in mind. Again, this kind of FEMA feel to it. Like, this is like a serious effort, federal level stuff, and in response to something. And I get a sense that I got that this is like militaristic. This is not like a civilian thing. This is a militaristic thing. There was an interesting image that came out at the beginning of the month. This is the Taliban. They got the helicopters over there, and there was this kind of image that went viral of someone hanging from a helicopter. This is not what I saw. It's very similar to what I saw, and it would be easy to kind of jump on that and be like, oh, there it is, but none of my data points match what was happening in that image. But that's an interesting image. But this story broke September 4th. 5 U.S. Navy helicopter crew members declared dead after a crash off the San Diego coast. The U.S. Navy has declared the 5 missing crew members of a MH-60S helicopter crash deceased. And here's the kind of the important data part. The Third Fleet has shifted from search and rescue efforts to recovery operations. And, I had that here, wreckage, rescue, and recovery. One crew member has been rescued, they said, and five others were deceased. And, I had the data points of detriments. Some people are left behind, but there's a survivor. Here's a little news story. Navy identifies 5 sailors who died in helicopter crash.
The U.S. Navy has shifted the rescue effort to find 5 sailors who had been missing since a helicopter crash last Tuesday to a recovery mission. Their helicopter crashed on the flight deck of the USS Abraham Lincoln and then fell into the ocean. One crew member was rescued from the water, and 5 other sailors on the flight deck were hurt. An investigation into what caused the crash is still underway. The Navy is not yet releasing the names of the dead sailors.
So you can see there, she mentioned it switched from a recovery, from a rescue to a recovery mission. And going down here, it says the 72-hour search and rescue operation for the 5 missing crew members was conducted by the Navy and the Coast Guard and encompassed 34 search and rescue flights, over 170 hours of flight time, with 5 search helicopters and constant surface vessel search. So going back to my image here, there were helicopters out searching for this rubble. So hopefully you can kind of understand some of the confusion that can happen. It's like I saw a helicopter, now I see a helicopter crash, but there's another helicopter. So there was a large-scale effort. Multiple ships and helicopters were searching and searching for this for the crash site and to rescue and recover people. So that was an interesting story. There's a look at how these helicopters look, the one that crashed, and the rescue helicopters that they use. You could see there's like an opening here where there's a soldier there in that opening, and I saw that, you know what I mean? This is a helicopter that has one of those doors that would open up on the side. Yeah, so hopefully that was interesting. Looking at these world events can be, it's an interesting experiment, ongoing experiment that we're doing. There's some other good hits this month already. I just haven't had a lot of time to make as many of these videos as I used to, but I'm gonna put together maybe a recap of a year. It's been about a year now since I've been doing this, so maybe I'll do a year recap of world events stuff. So hopefully that was interesting. If you enjoy remote viewing and you want to learn more about how this works, check out my website, thefeedbackloop.info. Also, I'm going to be doing a presentation on Daz's remote viewing chat, Friday chats. I'm going to be doing my presentation, remote viewing, a step towards realism. They're live on the chat this Friday coming up. So you can check out the Facebook remote viewing group or the remote viewing Discord if you want to check that out and, learn a little bit more about remote viewing. So hopefully this was interesting. Thank you for watching. One love, y'all.